Yeah, guys, you read that title right. This is so far this year, as of July, my pick for the #1 knife
2021
that I've had come in. So far, that's a bold statement. But you guys know what time it is. If you're watching on headphones, turn down the volume because here comes a little bit of music. Yeah, guys, but before we get into this knife any further, this is Running on Empty Food Review with your host, the Report of the Week. This is a channel I've watched for a long time. I thought it was just some goofy weirdness when I first found it. It's a dude that just dresses up in a really fancy suit and eats fast food. I believe he's eating chicken nuggets from somewhere today. He just does fast food reviews. And I don't know why I like it so much. It's goofy content, but this is his shtick. And it seems to work out for him because it's pretty funny. So yeah, you should go follow him. He already has a lot of followers, but to go along with support the channels you love, providing that to you. Okay, guys, we have to get into this. And I'm conflicted about doing this only because that means I'm not going to carry this knife anymore. The Civivi Brazen. Now, this knife came to me from Jared. It was the second of the Civivi knives he sent me that I opened. The first knife was the riffle, and I fell in love with the riffle. I'm like, this is great. This is probably going to be one of the best knives of 2020 that I've had on review on this channel. And then I opened this. The day that I did the final review of the riffle, and I felt like, oh, I don't want to do the review because I have to put that knife away, I opened this, and I was like, oh, crap. This knife is just shy of perfect, in my opinion. And when you guys get to the price point at the end of this video, you're gonna understand why I'm so surprised at it. Does it have a couple little issues? It has one thing that I don't like about it, which is not an issue, and one thing I think is kind of an issue as a sharpener. But we'll get into that while we do the review. So, without any further ado, guys, go give this guy a look, and let's get down and take a look at this at the counter. I don't want to do this because that means that this is no longer going to be in my pocket. All right, guys, Civivi Brazen. Awesome, awesome knife. But before that, let's talk about this real quick. Olight has a sale going on right now, and they have an item that is brand new to their site that was kind of a surprise reveal that went up yesterday, and it's 25% off. I'm going to put a link to it right here. So that is the O knife. There you go, guys. Just a quick little thing. Use my affiliate link down below if you're interested in getting in on that. They've got a bunch of stuff that's like 40% off. Just a real quick plug for them. Okay, so Civivi Brazen. Where do I start? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. Jared sent me this, and immediately when I pulled it out of the bag, I was like, okay, the riffle now has a contender. The cryo, actually, I did a review of that. You'll see that. You already have seen that. It kind of beat the riffle as well. I honestly didn't think anything would. This beats them both. Not just for looks, for ease of carry, the way it feels, carries. It does have a couple things that are different about it than the riffle and the cryo, but I like this knife more. Like I said in the intro, this is my pick so far for 2021 knife that has come in. This is my #1 pick for the knives that have come in this year. So let's go ahead and get some specs. So what you're looking at is 8-inch overall length, the blade length of 3.5, the cutting edge of 3.375. Now, I did a video the other day, and somebody mentioned that the length I had mentioned was actually, the cutting edge was actually longer than the blade length. If that is the fact, I will tell you guys I do it strictly off of the website specs that they provided. So if it's incorrect, I apologize. So, like I said, 8 inches overall, blade length 3.5, cutting edge 3.37. Blade thickness is 0.12. Let's go ahead and get these calipers out, take a quick look. Oh, let me get them set for inches. Zero that out. Let's go ahead. So it says 0.12 and 0.1, 0.115, 0.12. Yeah, there we go. 0.12 at its thickest right there. So yeah, 0.12 blade. Now let's look at the behind the edge on this, because this thing cuts incredibly well. But I think that the blade, yeah, blade thickness behind the edge, 0.185 or 0.0185 right there. The riffle was 0.011. So kind of, you know, a little bit thicker, but it really didn't diminish its cutting capabilities. This is a drop point in 14C28N Sandvik. Holy crap, does this edge take an aggressive edge. Jared said he sharpened this at 5,000 grit, and it still is really aggressive. I did use this enough that I had to hone it on a ceramic stone. I will tell you, 14C28N is one of those really good steels that will hone right back up. I did not have to resharpen it, even though I had a couple spots where it had some minor chips and rolls. Honed it up on an ultrafine ceramic, came right back up, screaming, terrifyingly aggressively sharp. So handle length is 4.5, and these handles are red G10, but they're G10 handles with steel liners. And this is one of those knives that has a stop pin on the blade, so the stop pin travels with the blade. This knife, all around, great knife. They've got it listed at 3.8 ounces. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I got my scale right here. 3.8 ounces. Mine doesn't go like that. Mine does it in fractions. So in ounces, you're looking at, yeah, 3 3/4 ounces. In grams, for those of you that don't do freedom units, 107 grams. Fairly light knife, carries really well. So let's go ahead and talk about all the things I love about this knife. So first of all, it's just attractive. The black, the dark red, black pocket clip, black hardware, stonewash blade, like I said, 14C28N, nice cutting profile, drop point. It's so comfortable in hand. Even though this is a proud pocket clip, I'm not a fan of these deep carry pocket clips, but on this knife, it's not a hot spot. If you like lanyard holes, they've got one built in right there. Just looking at this knife, it's really attractive, and it is so comfortable to cut with. I cut down a bunch of cardboard with this yesterday. Today was recycling day. Cut down a bunch of cardboard. It cuts like a dream, even though it is a little bit thicker than the riffle. And when you look at it, it's much more attractive, in my opinion, than riffle. Everything about this knife is just a little bit better than the riffle, and even the cryo, which I think took its place over the riffle. Thumb stud and flipper tab. Flipper tab is in a perfect position. There is no difficulty either flicking it, like light switching it, or push button. Push button, yep. Thumb stud activation, yeah, just deployment on this is a dream. The finish on this, the stonewash on this, done really well. Now it has been used, so you're going to see some scratching on that. Like I said, even at 5,000 grit, this edge is really aggressive and biting. No problem cutting anything I cut with this. So, you know, this is just an all-around great knife. Now, I did mention that there was two things I didn't like about this knife. One of them I think is kind of an issue if you're a sharpener, and that's this choil kind of comes back real close here to the plunge where it starts to thicken up. Not enough that I think you'd see a widening, but if you see right here, see that little shiny spot right there? That's the start of where, if you're using a fixtured system, or even on stones like mine, you're getting your stone into, right there, you're getting your stone into your plunge. Is it a functional issue? No, but it's painful on stones when you start hitting that, it makes some chips. And then just the pocket clip. Not a fan of these deep carry pocket clips. Most of the Civivi pocket clips I really don't like. This one does have a tiny bit of wiggle. Not as pronounced as either the Concept Cryo or the Riffle, but still just enough that I can feel it. Not a fan of that, but to tell you the truth, overall, everything else about this knife is amazing. The way these scales are contoured, the lockup, the way that they've got it set for even if you're wearing gloves. I complain a lot about knives, like wearing gloves, unlocking would be an issue. Not on this knife. The fact that they didn't completely enclose that stop pin travel like you get on some other knives. I've said about this, like I have to take my I have to take my Norseman apart as much as I carry it because dirt does get down inside there and it can affect your lockup. Here, no problem, because guess what? If you need to clean that out, you just open the knife part way, clean it there, bang, Bob's your uncle. You just rinse that out under the sink. Amazing. 14C28, 14C28N is one of my favorite steels ever. It always has been. Not just budget steel. I'm talking it's way up there. If I had to pick a budget steel that I said would just be able to compare with a lot of the super steels, 14C would be the one. Really resilient, really stain resistant, takes a crazy edge. Crazy sharp, right? I do believe there was a minor misgrind on this knife. I'm not trying to call out Jared's sharpening, but if you can see, there's a little facet right there at the very front of this knife. So I believe that this knife might have had a little minor hiccup in the grind. I'm trying to catch it where you can see just at the very front. Now, it's still sharp, but it's just off a little bit asymmetrically. So, but Jared's like me. His personal knives get a sharpening that doesn't necessarily gonna be what he does on a customer's knife. My knives never get the attention that customer knives do. So yeah, guys, I could continue to gush over this knife. I honestly think, as much as I hate to do it, I am going to probably purchase one of these. But that means that I'm going to have to get rid of something else. So keep your eyes open for a possible sale of a knife. Man, these, it's just, it makes me want to make a knife in 14C because I forgot how good of an edge 14C takes. Beautiful mirror polished edge that is still super aggressive. And like I said, had some chips in it, nothing. I just honed it out on an ultrafine ceramic. I think I made like 4 passes each direction, honed right back up at the very apex. No problem. Strops well, but it doesn't get, there's a lot of steels that if you take it up to a higher grit, like this is 5,000 grit, they get slippery and they just feel like they're not going to cut. They take a beautiful mirror polish, but they just don't cut the way you want them to at that high of a grit. No problem with this knife. So, guys, I could talk about this knife all day. It does run on ceramic bearings, ceramic detent. Action on this, comparable to so many other knives that are way more expensive. I have several knives that are like 3 times the price of this knife that do not have the action that this does. And it's amazing. And Jared says that this isn't even the best action he's felt. He has some knives he's sending me that are from another company that he says even tops the action on this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I really, at the price point, don't see it. But I'll take his word for it. So, guys, let's go ahead and take this up and do some final thoughts, and I'll give you a price point. So yeah, guys, no joke. When you look at this knife all around, like I told you in the video, we were looking at it from the top. Everything about this knife is just about perfect. Are there things about other knives that maybe are better? Yeah, the riffle definitely did cut a little bit better. But when you're talking about a steel like 14C, it's not that big a deal. Now, here's the thing. The price point on this. Sorry, I had to edit this back. I was trying to give you guys a price point. I looked back over my shoulder and for some reason stopped recording. $49.80 for this on Blade HQ. Yes, please, and thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome knife. Like I said in the other, like down when we looked at it, there are other things about some of the other knives that does it better. But when you talk about the overall package, this is it. So far this year, this is the #1 knife. As of July, what is today? July 29th, 2021. This is the best knife I've had come in for 2021 so far, hands down. I love everything about it. I can't, to the point where even though it has a couple issues, the pluses outweigh it. If I could, out of a 10 scale, this is probably an 11. I really, really like this knife. From the way it looks, the way it handles, everything about it. So, that being said, guys, that's the end of the video. We finally did the review on this. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm trying to get more content out. If you guys like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. If you like the videos, do try to share them, though, please. And if you really like the videos, there's something down below. I think they call it Super Like now. It used to be Applause. You can donate money to a specific channel. If you really want to help support the channel, I have all kinds of affiliate links down below, including shirts that have my sea snake design on them. There's Amazon affiliate links down there. If you order things through those affiliate links, even if they're not the item you clicked on, I still get credit for it. I have a membership tab if you want to get into the monthly membership where I do exclusive content, tutorials. I have not done as much of the exclusive content for the members. I apologize. I'm working on that. I have things I'm working on. But they're all just different ways to support the channel. And just as simple as, like I said, sharing the videos with people that you know you like, that would like the same kind of content is amazing. Jared shares my stuff. I try to put a lot of Jared's stuff. I'm going to start linking a lot of Jared's videos in here. He just puts up so many, it's hard to pick which ones. Jared over at Neves is about the only channel that I do watch that's knife content that I watch religiously. So that being said, guys, like I said, if you want to support the channel, you can support the channels you love, even if it's something as simple as like I'm doing where I'm sharing channels that I watch. Love you all. It keeps dying on me. I don't know why my phone keeps kicking off. Keep it clean in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you next time.